We reached a point of saturation, you think, man? I mean, you know what it feels like to me? It feels like DC's trying to catch up to what Marvel did, with putting all those Avenger characters together.
Yeah,
And
but they need to chill out though, man, because like what they've got going on is a much more high quality product.
right.
You know, it's much more high quality than this Marvel stuff. These Marvel movies are just like getting to the point where it's like it's gonna be a show at some point in time, and it's not even
Right.
gonna be movies anymore. It's just gonna be a show. Like look at those crappy costumes they have and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like.
Right.
Like that's like they did like oh man,
Check
can you
out
guys
check
dust
out
off that
episode.
costume?
I think that was episode 1 when we were talking about, or episode 2 maybe. I forget.
Yeah, yeah. But
The
like look at that. Like it's like you know.
the
Uh,
well look at the comparison, bro. The comparison between the X-Men movies and the Avengers movies. I think it's sort of different, but if you had to gauge both of those, the X-Men
yeah,
films.
I mean X-Men versus DC, I would say that like those X-Men movies and the DC movies are much more alike than these than like X-Men and Marvel.
And X-Men and the Avengers.
Yeah, no, yes,
It
X-Men.
is on a more serious level. Even the body counts from an X-Men flick compared to the Avengers and stuff like that is usually, bro, X2, X-Men United, my favorite X-Men flick of all of them.
Yeah.
That movie is nuts when that whole SEAL team or whoever it is that breaks into the mansion and Wolverine starts taking them out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is my favorite scene of the whole movie, bro.
Right, right, right.
You know?
Possibly of like all of the movies combined.
Yeah.
You know? Heck
You know?
yeah.
My favorite scene, man. And I thought they did a great job in that movie, keeping it serious, even though obviously there was mad mutants in that movie. Did you see the Wolverine?
The latest one, right? That he fights the adamantium version of
Right, and
himself. Yes.
the whole Wolverine in Japan, which out of the in from the books, man, that is a beloved story, man, and it fell short to me, man. I didn't really like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree. I mean, there was just something about that movie that was just like not it wasn't all there for me, man. You
Right.
know, I don't know what it was.
I felt I think we have look because we had that last Wolverine flick which we can both say was whack. I didn't really like it. The X-Men Origins Wolverine one, the one with Deadpool, and it's ridiculous what they did to Deadpool. I'm done with the Wolverine now. I am excited to see the X-Men Days of Futures Past, which is what's coming up next.
That does look really good. I agree.
You know,
That looks good. They brought back they brought back
Patrick
Professor
Stewart,
X.
Professor Xavier,
You know,
Magneto.
and he adds a level of seriousness to the
Yeah,
film. His character alone. You know, and then Magneto as well. Like that's the thing, man. It's a serious. I guess that's what it is, and I guess I have to kind of renege on the things that I've said in the past. Whereas like I've wanted things to be a little bit more serious with
but
this
it's
Avengers
a
stuff.
shade, right? It's a shade of seriousness.
It is exactly.
It's not if we compare it to this whole Dark Knight trilogy, that's definitely
Right,
dark.
it's not Dark Knight, it's not Watchmen
No, it's not much.
caliber
Right,
seriousness,
right.
but it's definitely more serious than the Avengers. But with that being said, the Avengers I'm starting to understand now. It's because this is the thing, like the cartoons, I mean, I'm sorry, the comic books that I've read, have been kind of crazy.
Right.
I mean, like there's blood and guts, and even sometimes they're cursing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the thing. Like, there's so many different authors, there's so many different artists that you can't really expect it to be that way all the time.
Well,
Whereas,
the page is so much more is the right word, unforgiving, meaning that I can write pretty much whatever I want. I can make it as violent as I want. And vice a movie, you got 1,000 peoples with their hand on the project, and maybe you can't make it as violent as you want, or maybe
Right.
you can't make it as serious as you want.
I think well and I think they're kind of sticking more to that Earth's Mightiest Heroes source material. You know what I mean? Like I think like it's like what you said when we spoke in the past. You know, like that's like they're getting a lot of it from there, and it kind of does. There's like whenever I'm watching that cartoon, I immediately think about the Avengers movie.
Yep.
Like the humor is the same, the
Yep.
way that everyone talks is the same, the way that everyone looks is the same, the way that everyone just
Right.
is the same. It's the same thing. It's just a cartoon. You know what I mean? Whereas like for example, the third Iron Man movie is like loosely based on the Extremis line of comic books,
Right.
and that
Very
you know.
loose, noodle based, loosely noodle limp. Very.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I
Because
didn't really like it.
right, because that extremis line is like very extreme. You know,
Right.
there's blood, there's like limbs flying. It's very crazy. And Iron Man says very little. I mean, very few jokes in it. And you know, he's not really happy the entire time. And I wish that that's like the level of seriousness that I want. But that's more like a boutique Marvel movie.
Well, the X-Men Days of Futures Past, the source material from that is coming from, and we spoke about it before. That's coming from the X-Men animated series. That's the one that we used to watch when we were little.
Right, and that series, even that series, if you put that series side by side with the Avengers,
The Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Mightiest Heroes, you can see the immediate. There are rarely any jokes in that X-Men series.
Yep.
Like they really don't joke much, and I mean like corny things happen, but but it's all like in seriousness. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like maybe
the whole
Cyclops is like, "We're going to crush you."
Right.
You know what I mean? But he's not kidding.
Exactly.
You know?
And stuff like that. The whole love triangle between Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey, they showed
Right.
that.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see this movie. It's you can go back and watch it. It's the X-Men Days of Futures Past, and it's a 2-part episode. There's 2 episodes, and same thing. It's what the movie's based on. Wolverine goes back in time to save the X-Men. And because the Sentinels have already taken over and identified all the mutants, and they've just been eliminating them one by one. You know what I'm saying? So and it's a great 2 episodes, man. So anybody who wants to know more about that, about what this movie's gonna take place, about what's gonna happen in this movie, should watch that and check it out.
That show is so awesome too, man. I have all of those.
The intro, bro. I remember
all
you
of
and me
those
used to
shows
love
on
that little
this hard drive, yeah.
just that.
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Dude, even the song is serious.
Right.
Down to the song.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like there are no lyrics in that, and it's like it's you know, it's like a serious sounding synth sound. It's like, yo, we're getting down to business. You know what I mean? People are dying. Things are happening. Segregation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Segregation, prejudice. Yep.
Yeah,
Love
man.
triangles. People. Yeah. People are dying. Yeah. Bro, I remember. Was it Saturday mornings that they would play that?
I
was
believe
Saturday
so.
mornings, bro.
Yep.
And
yep.
when that came on, it was like all eyes on the screen. Like I didn't even get hungry. Fantastic Four, I will say, though I was talking about the films, I never really liked the films. Though I will say that I was mad excited when they showed that Silver Surfer was going to be in the second.
I think they did an amazing job on
The way
him
he looked.
visually. Oh my gosh, visually they killed it. They killed it. If
I
they
think
bring him back and fix that movie up, they don't change the way he looked.
Right.
Change everything else.
Change everything else except that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. That was the only thing cool about it. And bro, the hype factor when I saw that trailer, I was like, oh, this movie can't suck. Even though it did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that was your boy too, man.
Oh,
Growing
man, Silver
up, you
Surfer.
loved him. Yeah, I remember that.
Bro. Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? That X-Men animated series, I mean, between that and, you know, you had, what was the other one? Super Friends. you know, and then stuff like that.
Yeah.
Once I started collecting the cards, bro, those Marvel cards, that was a fever for me, man.
Yeah. I still have all of your cards. I mean, they're back at our parents' house, but it's like in the booklet,
bro.
And it's all there. Those were the only times that I would ever look at Avengers, was when I would be like looking at your cards, and you had like Iron Man, you had everyone in there. You know what I mean? So like then I would watch them.
Those cards were awesome, man. I don't know why those never really. I mean, they were hot back then, but I wonder if any of those would be worth any money.
One thing that I learned after I got older was that those cards, like, they would have like a number on the back, and then you have to like get the next number, and you put them together, and it makes a whole scene.
Yep.
You know, which was awesome, and I never even noticed that.
There were some like that. There were some like that, and then there were individual ones.
Right.
But what's cool about those cards, you know, which I don't even know if they have a newer version of those cards, but in the back it told you the stats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, the speed, the agility, the strength, the magic power, the intelligence. And just to have all that right there, it was like a little mini Marvel dictionary, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, now you go online.
Yeah, you go online, like you said, like you told me, Marvel.com. You know, and then
they've got all that, the power grid.
Yeah, the power grid. See, so then that's why you know that. I'm curious to see whether any of those cards, because I remember if you had a hologram card, that was like the first thing you do. You rip it open and look for the hologram. Oh, okay, we didn't get a hologram.
Yeah, you had a hologram Wolverine too.
Right. Yeah, bro. It's just hilarious the way we're talking about now. It's like that. Yo, that's value. You had like a gold card. Man, dude. That's like that. You know, I would compare that to like the whole Pokemon craze, which I think that was you more got into that.
Oh my gosh, I have you're absolutely right. You were like in this era, and then I had definitely the Pokemon thing was working for me, man. I collected all 150 cards of the original 150 Pokemon, and I put them, actually it's funny because what happens is that I have a Marvel side,
right,
and then I flip it over, and I would put the Pokemon cards on the other side. So then I would see, like, I open up the book, Marvel, and then Pokemon. And then like towards like the back, I had like a handful of sports cards.
So what's the hot card right now? I don't even think kids are into them.
I don't even know if kids are into that sort of thing. Like, I guess like Yu-Gi-Oh, I remember being like
Yu-Gi-Oh or Digimon or whatever.
And Digimon, I never got into those, man, because like then they just started putting Mon on the end of things, and I was just like, wait, this sounds fishy.
right. This sounds like a bandwagon right here.
Yeah, I was just like, what's going on here? Yeah. And then I stopped.
Do you read some of your comic books on your tablet or on your phone?
Yeah, I read them on my iPad.
On the iPad? Yeah.
And I have the Marvel app on, on all of my devices.
And I read some of them on the Comixology. Not too much though.
Yeah. Not so much. Not like religiously or anything like that, but I forgot what I read last. I think I actually just finished that Extremis thing, and then like stopped for a while.
Right.
And you know what I wasn't really like into all that much back in the day was Spider-Man either. Like, I wasn't really like, I liked him,
right,
but like I liked his games more than watching his show.
That Spider-Man show, I used to love that show, man. Even with the little quirky 70s music when he was climbing up the wall, like boom, chicka, boom, like a little like porn music. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that, man. Once again, we thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Johann Diaz,
and I am Kenny Diaz.
Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy, and we'll see you next year.